This video is about what type lancing device and versus what type of lancets do I need to use. In most cases, lancing devices are all very similar. What we'll do is we'll take this one as an example, and the first thing you do is you take the top off of it like so. Then in order to cock it, you generally pull it back like so, and when you normally you would insert the lancet in here, but then when you click the button, that's when the actual lancing takes place. But a lot of questions I get are about, well, what type of lancets do I need to be using? So I'm going to show you, there's 3 different lancing devices I have here, and the key here is how do the lancets then fit down into the lancing device. So I'll show you that one. Here's the one from Advocate. Again, very similar, and it just twists off, and you see it again has the same locking mechanism, and it clicks like so. Now the Advocate is a little bit different. This particular head is what you use for your normal finger sticks, but they also have an alternate sight unit which would just twist on right here, and that's what you would use on your forearm or an alternate sight testing. And then we got one other one to show you. This one looks a little different, but it's still going to operate the very same. This one's by Liberty, and you simply pull the top off, and here again you can click it, and that's the way it works. Now, when we get into the actual lancets themselves, I've got a couple of different kinds here, 3 different kinds. Let's look at the Advocate. If you'll notice, let me pull one out right quick. All right, it has a round base to it. So let's take the Advocate and we'll put it into our Advocate device to start with. And the way this works, you simply take it, insert it down in like so, and make sure it goes in all the way. Then this top piece here is what's protecting the actual needle. So we'll set that aside. You put your top back on. Now at this point you have and all lancing devices has this, a setting. So you can set it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And of course your instructions will tell you, but for a setting of 1 and 2, that's for very thin skin. 3 is kind of normal. 4 or 5 is degree of thicker, more callous skin. But as you can see, we've got the lancet actually into the lancing device. Then it's a matter of clicking it, sticking it to your finger. Now I'm not going to stick my finger right now, but then you just push the button. Whoops, I didn't cock it good. Stick the button, and boom, you just draw your drop of blood. But let me show you here. Here we've got the Advocate lancet. I'm putting that back on just for safety. Now let's see if that will work in this device. And lo and behold, it fits right down in there. Take the top off. Put this top back on. And again, you're set and ready. So most lancets will fit into most devices. Whoops, not being safe here. Should have put the top back on. Let's try it in this one. Take the top off. Where did I put my top on the thing? Here it is. Cock it, and we're ready to go lancing. All right, that pretty well explains it. Well, let me show you one other thing. I did say I had some different lancets. Now this one, if you'll notice, these lancets have a round base to them, but a lot of the lancets out here come with, I'll show you this one here. It's called a twist top. As you can see, that's a different looking lancet, but it actually works the same way. Doesn't matter which one of these I choose. We'll just simply insert it down in. In this case, we're going to actually have to twist the top off to expose the needle. But beyond that, it's exactly the same way. Put it back on, set your adjustments, cock it, and boom, there you go for lancing. Well, that's it for this one, just to show you that basically you can use pretty much any kind of a lancet in any kind of a lancing device. That's not totally 100% true always, but in most cases that is true. I guess there are some differences in lancets in the point of how thin or thick the needle might be, so there may be some personal preferences you'd have. I will show you one that's is a difference that is not part of the universal. The Accu-Check Multi-Clicks, and it works. It has to have its own special lancing device, and the lancets in this case come in little cubes. I'm not going to open it up, but you can see they come in packaged in a little cylinder, so you don't have to handle them as much. Just a different thing. That's not what we're trying to get into. Point is that in most cases, for most of your lancing devices, any lancet will work in pretty much any lancing device. That's how it works, and hope this has helped. Thank you.